Welcome to a new Lake Forest Community High School District 115 and 67 video series, Under the Hard Hat. We're creating this series to educate the Lake Forest, Lake Bluff, and Knollwood communities about the progress of the April 4th, 2023 referendum. Today, I interviewed Director of Facilities Dan Mortensen. We're learning about the timeline, the bidding process, and design updates. That's all happening here today on Under the Hard Hat. Mr. Mortensen, what should the community know about the referendum?
On April 4th, 2023, the community passed a referendum for $105.7 million for Lake Forest East and West Campus. Since the passing of the referendum, we've assembled a committee of community members called our Capital Advisory Group. We've also brought in the Environmental Club to talk about the sustainability piece.
So you say this is a $105.7 million project. That's a significant amount. How is this being funded?
So after the referendum was passed in April, we work with our finance companies, and in October of 23, we sold general obligation bonds. We have a AAA bond rating. It was a great sale. So the results from the sale are actually going to be a less of an impact to the taxpayers than we initially forecasted.
So now that we have the funding, what are the next steps for the design?
Our architects and engineers have been meeting with staff after school to sit down and look at what our staff, teachers, and admins need for those spaces. We sit down with a rough draft, and now we're actually getting to the nuts and bolts of what that looks like inside a classroom. Where do we need furniture? Where do we need a sink? Where do we need a teacher desk? Those are the details that we're putting together. The architects take that data, they go back to the office, they redraw it, and come up with a final design that they're happy with and that they feel that they can perform their duties in the classroom.
So what's the schedule? Will it be done in phases?
Yes, it will. We are currently in our enabling phase. The design portion of it, boots on the ground, will start in June after school is out. We will then move into our phase 2 of construction, which will be our heaviest construction throughout the project. Phase 3 will be our completion project.
What should the community know about the district's bidding process?
So our bidding process will start with our construction manager, Pepper Construction, taking the construction documents from our architect of record, Perkins & Will, creating a scope of work, then releasing that scope of work to the public for public bid. The third week in February, we will then open those bids publicly. We will take the lowest, most responsive bidder at that time and bring them back for a post-bid review. And during that review, we look at the contractor's financials, we look at their references. There's many different things that we look at other than just the lowest number. Through those post-bid reviews then, Pepper Construction and myself will make a recommendation to the administration to approve or disapprove the most lowest responsive bidder. What we are trying to do through this process is maximize the dollars that we have for the project.
Thank you for watching this episode of Under the Hard Hat. I am personally excited to see all the renderings and sketches of various projects. Stay tuned for the next episode and meet another LFHS student who will interview more experts.